Hello everyone, being here. So, another versus, yeah. I just measured the nut width. This is 43.6, this is 42.8. So, the Epiphone has a slightly wider neck, which I love because when I'm playing cowboy chords up here, my fingers, as fat as they are, as big as they are, they bleed over and make the other strings buzz. So the wider the neck, probably because I'm used to playing in a classical acoustic guitar, another reason why I hold it like this. So yeah, when I'm doing, let me just turn off the gain. I'm doing stuff like this. And finger picking stuff like that, it's easier for me with a wider neck, you know. Yeah, so that's why a lot of times if I'm playing something clean, I rather have one of my Gibson Les Pauls or this Epiphone. So yeah, the fact that I'm learning that about that, I kind of felt it when I was playing both Deans, you know, thinking that was the situation, you know. So yeah, let me put some dirt on, and you know, I think this is the pedal I need to. Yeah, you hear it? I got to use the dirty boost with the orange burst, because the orange burst with the gain. Yeah, either one, it gives me a boost, you know, and it's for that extra sustain. But the K-Line Drive orange burst stacked with the gain, I think it's on 4 or 5 on the Marshall DSL 20 behind me. Yeah, brings this guitar and some other guitars to life, especially this one, because this one here, these, I think they're burst buckers, are the most, I don't know, quiet. They're mostly more quiet than my other pickups. They're not as bright and punchy. Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. Let me make some noise. And I'll use my other pedal this time. about that. I hit the other pedal, my foot switch pedal for my Fender Supersonic, and I was stepping on that and hitting that while I was operating the wah-wah pedal. At the same time I was playing. A lot going on. So I messed up ever so slightly. Yeah, so this here, I'm not sure. I think it was a quilted maple veneer on this one. Now I'm not sure. I'm doubting myself. Floyd Rose 1000 gold plated. This one has coil splitting. Yeah. You want to hear it? Then it has the out of phase. That quacky kind of sound once you put it in the middle. Split the neck. It only sounds better when you split the neck, either or, but once you split the bridge, to me, it's all over, you know, it's gone. 22, yeah, I'm gonna think they're medium jumbo frets, ebony fingerboard, pearlized inlays, Grover tuners, no flute to support the neck. You got the contoured heel. You've got a belly cut. Yeah. So this is sweet. It's, you know, and again, I said it, Epiphone is killing the Gibson market because you can get an Epiphone like a 59 reissue Epiphone. You can get a 70s Epiphone. You can get a Joe Bonamassa Epiphone. This, that, and the other thing with his stuff. So you can get, you know, a Greenie Moore Epiphone. Again, I don't know why they call it by the douchebag from Metallica. Yeah, I'm going to call it what it is. A guy like that, you know, in my opinion, it should go to someone that's going to play and hear it, you know, and not just, you know, hear metal through a beautiful. It's like giving someone a Stradivarius, you know, and then plugging them through metal distortion and say play something, right? So yeah, he wouldn't be my one person that I would really want to see that guitar. I can think of a lot more guitarists that should have that guitar and play it and keep on showing it off on stage rather than him. But yeah, the Gibson market is going down, and I remember 2018, anytime I grabbed a USA Gibson, and I've had 2018 to 2022 Les Paul standards and this and that, and they weren't up to snuff. I don't know what was going on. So you can get a Epiphone that's not made in the United States, that's just as good, sometimes if not better, because of the price factor. This thing here, they were selling this new for like, I think $1,200-$1,400. Used they're like $850, $900, and I got this as an open box for $850, and it came with everything. The case candy, everything was wrapped up. The seals were cut on the box and they retaped it. So someone did open it at one time, and maybe they played it, wanted to check it out, do a video with it and send it back. I don't know. So for the price of this compared to a USA Gibson with a Floyd Rose for $4,500, yeah, it wasn't hard to make that decision, make that choice. Yeah. Okay, I'm here, you're there, I'm back, we're in black, that's a fact. Let's just, I'm just making noise until I get this thing plugged in and ready to go. It's, I'm going to keep it on with the same, I had to turn the dirty boost on. when I was starting, when I got down to the lower strings, the E, B, and G, because it just wasn't loud enough. It wasn't really bringing those notes out. So I'll put the dirty boost on again and just move it up to something different, because I'm sure it's going to sound slightly different. And here we go. Focus. Yeah, that was completely messed up, different. Off the cuff. So yeah, I pulled off the Ibanez Paul Gilbert flanger, airplane flanger, because I was just having so much trouble with the on and off switch, activating, deactivating. I went with the put back my phaser on. I also use it for my So yeah, the only thing you don't have is that and if I hold down on the pedal, then it just changes the rate. So the thing that I do with that pedal, or when I had the flanger on with the wah-wah pedal, and I'm doing that, this here with the pedal. My whole purpose is I'm imitating this little, I think it's called a mouth organ or something like that. But I had one of these when I was a kid, and I could never figure out how to use it. And that's what I was, so I'm getting ahead of myself. So I found, this on Amazon, and I bought it. Because when it came to that part, I was going to set up a mic with my Fender Princeton over there clean and just do that kind of thing. Until I saw videos on how to actually use this. And I saw a guy use it and chip his tooth. And so, yeah, forget that crap. So I just went back to using the pedal and then a wah-wah. So I'm simulating that effect with that boing, boing kind of thing. Yeah. So you know about this if you've seen my other video. This is the Dean Thoroughbred. It's supposed to be designed as a neck through. From what I've seen or heard or read, I don't know, somewhere it popped into my head, unless I'm making it up. And 22 jumbo frets. Again, a nice thin 60s neck on here. Satin finish on the back, which they should have did with that. Flute to support the headstock, and I think gives it just a little bit more sustain. Ebony fingerboard with pearlized inlays, not just the plastic ones, some kind of pearl inlays on here. It could be, but they look better than that. That looks like cheap plastic, to be honest. Again, border, binding going all the way around it, just like the Epiphone. Again, it's a Floyd Rose 1000 screw-on arm, just like that, just that this is in black, that's in gold. And this doesn't have any coil splitting, coil tapping. I have guys that argue with me over that. Oh, it splits the coil, it taps the coil, and there's no matter how I say it, when you pull on, the other thing is, oh, it's a push-pull. No, it's a fucking pull-push. You gotta pull it and then push it. It's not a push-push where you can push it and then it clicks up and then you push it back down. That's what they should put on guitars. When it's standard, it's down. When you want to activate it, you got to pull it up. So you got to pull it before you push it. And the other thing is, when you split the pickup, you're splitting it. You're tapping into it, you're splitting it. The only difference between that is if you were to have an out of phase. Then I don't know what the hell you're doing to the pickup to give it that out of phase sound. But, I would say do that before you, on any guitar, just give it an out of phase. You don't have to split it, because if you split a humbucker, it just sounds like crap. It kills the volume completely, and it doesn't sound like a single coil pickup. It sounds like a weaker, pissier single coil pickup. And that's all I've got to say about that. Because, I'm sure I have someone say, yeah, you don't split the pickup, man. You're tapping the coil when you're doing this. Yeah, okay. Get a freaking life. The keyboard, what do they call that? What is it? Where they're tough guy, keyboard tough guys, they're big and strong behind it. You leave in a comment, and they're probably pussies in real life. So, yeah. I should compare the bodies. Well, I would say by a hair, and I mean a hair, that's just a hair thicker than the Dean, which again probably gives it so much weight. Like I said, that was over 9.5 pounds. This is exactly 8.77. So I don't remember the exact thing weight on that, but I know it was close to 10 pounds, 9.5 plus. And that's probably the heaviest guitar that I have in here. Yeah. The other one that I had that was the heaviest was my BC Rich Mockingbird 50th anniversary color. That thing was heavy. But yeah, that's probably the heaviest. So you want to play something like that on stage, you want to have a thick guitar strap. You don't want these thin ones that's going to dig into your shoulder. You want a nice thick one. I've been using these straps. I bought so many of them. I also bought one for one of my best friends at the time, and he's been using it, as far as I know, ever since. And these could really hold a weighted guitar and not kill you. The only thing that's going to bother you probably is your back, but not your shoulder if you get a nice wide. And this is a material. I see they're selling ones now that are padded and stretchable or something like that. I don't want them stretching. I don't want it, the weight of the guitar to stretch the strap to make the guitar even lower than where I want it. I want to sit with my foot on the stool and have it rest right there. And that's where I'm used to playing it. And I've been used to playing it like that for the longest time. Even when I was able to stand up and play the guitar, I always had it up, you know, at a reasonable height. I never had it slung low to look cool. You know, I want to be able to play and sound good. I don't care how I look when I'm playing, you know. Yeah, so that's about it, comparing the two. And these here, I think, go brand new for about the same price as the Epiphone, 12 to 1400, you know, with the Floyd Rose. And I hope they continue making these because, you know, as far as I'm concerned, the only thing that was equivalent to this was the Agile guitars, LPs. But like I said, they come with a Floyd Rose. A lot of them come with a thinner body, neck through design, but 24 frets. And, you know, I had an epiphany one day. One day I just saw the fingerboard and I just saw all the notes on it, on what I was doing, instead of figuring it out or just winging it or going by what my ear is telling me. And then once I started playing a 24 fret, I was either, you know, I was either going past it or not going far enough. I was always missing this spot right here to this spot. That scale, I would only, you know, overshoot it or not go far enough. And that's why I had to go back to my 22 fret, like I was when I was, you know, first playing electric guitar. Yeah, man. So, again, thanks for watching. Have a good day and a better tomorrow. And any other upcoming news to say? Anything else coming? No. I think I'll make another video with my my 4 amplifiers now that they're all stacked behind me, and the sound's going that way, because I had one here going that way, one here going this. It was crazy, crazy. I know. Wow. Thanks for watching. Have a good day and a better tomorrow. Come on now. Adios, amigos. Bye, con Dios, muchachos, señorita, compañero.